Good morning, everybody. Motivation Monday. I used to do Motivation Monday like every Monday. But it was something that I did on a regular basis. And I'm going to tell you, it was very hard because I'm like, how do I motivate them this week? What do I say? What's my topic going to be, But I'm kind of going back to this because I know that we need our weekly boost. And maybe somebody here can offer a weekly boost. I've got my laptop, my handy dandy laptop here so that I can go into this and get it shared. Do me a favor, guys, if you want to help out and keeping me going. Yes, I want to leave. Come on, let me get to my stuff. Give me. Yes, leave. This is how I talk to my computer all day. Anybody else do that? Like, all the time. There we go. Now I can click into this. Good morning, Miss Linda. And I can keep up with comments, or I could post links, or I can do stuff like that. All right. So happy Monday. It's April 25th. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I have to say, I had a pretty great weekend. Yesterday was amazing, gorgeous. I think it was the most beautiful spring day that we've had this year and so far, and we got to spend time with family, and it was just a wonderful day. All right, let me know how your comments went. Oh, I was going to share this. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there it is. There's the share button. How many are technically challenged this morning? Options, yes. Share to a group, yes. I'm going to share it right into our group so that people there can know. I will say, happy Monday. There we go. Oh, now I'll post it. That's how easy it is, y'all. Good morning, Stella and Julie and Linda. And Linda Ola, there we go, and Linda McElvor. All right, first of all, I'm going to do something different tonight. I've been doing Motivation Monday or a Monday support group meeting on Zoom. I'm not charging anybody anything. It's just a place for a group to come together, have one-on-one. We kind of listen in to each person's week. How it went. Was it good? Was it bad? Did they struggle? Or was there anything they need to work on? And we just try to get everybody in. All right. But I do notice that there's a lot of people saying they're having trouble finding the link to get to that Zoom meeting. It's at 7 p.m. Central, Monday night. I kind of want to back it down a little bit earlier, but I don't know how much conflict that would cause for people who are like behind times, like on Mountain Time or Pacific Time. It could make it easier if I did it at 6 p.m. That would make it 4 p.m. in California, 5 p.m. on the East Coast. But I'm tossing it around. The second little thing that I'm doing is I'm going to wait to post that link until just before the meeting, and I'm going to pin it in group on top so it can't get lost, and it'll be available. Just look at the link and click on, and it should take you straight to the Zoom meeting. Good morning, Miss Davida. How are you, my lovely lady? Good morning, son. I see you're watching as well. All right, so there will be a Zoom meeting tonight. It's the support group, so I hope to see as many there. I can have up to 100 people. Of course, if we get 100 people in there talking all at once, I don't know if we would have enough time, but until we reach those big numbers, right now it's working out beautiful. And for whatever reason, Zoom only gives you 40 minutes, but it's let us run over, so I'm taking what I can get. All right, I have a busy day ahead of me as well, guys. I am motivating now. I kind of wanted to get up and go walking this morning. I wanted to start that routine back and get myself moving more, but right now it's not in my cards this morning. I hope to get a walk in sometime today. Celix is off to the doctor. We're going to find out what they can do to help him with his back some more. And then in the meantime, I was like, well, just put on a little bit of makeup and your sweater, and let's chit chat. Okay, here's my issue, guys. This is what the Zoom meeting is going to sound like tonight. I'm going to just put it out there. So I do really good at the beginning of the week. I'm tripping right along. I'm motivating, and I'm eating clean, and I'm doing good. And I get a little bit of inflammation off, 3, 4, 5 pounds, somewhere in there, and I start feeling great. And then along comes the dang weekend with stuff. Like, I made a carrot cake, the carrot cake. Now, for many of you, well, most of you, you do not understand what this means. Back in the early 90s, I developed my own recipe for a carrot cake. It was so popular and so delicious that it became like it's the family secret recipe. It does not go out. It won't be shared with anybody other than family. And even not all the family gets that honor. And I'm sorry, it just hasn't happened yet in 30 years. I haven't made one in probably at least 5 to 6 years ago. And it was just time. The family wanted it. My daughter Melissa said, I'm getting all the ingredients. We need carrot cake. And I ate some carrot cake this weekend. And because I ate some carrot cake, I did avoid bread. But there was other things I did not avoid, like some chips, some carrot cake, and some cookies from Ireland, some biscuits. So, but you know what I noticed? Even if you don't go like crazy off plan, you kind of just defeat the purpose. I know, right? Like, I'm stuck. Why? Because you did 2 days of not what you're supposed to do. Even if you do 5 days of everything right, if you're in my position, those 2 days are going to put you right back at square one. You're like, how is that motivating, Nancy? Well, don't do what I do. That ought to motivate you. Don't do what I do. I will say this. I think prior to menopause, prior to the metabolic change, prior to all of that, I believed that I could get away with a day here or there if I so chose, because I was fat adapted and my hormones were still present. My metabolism was still functioning. But when those things aren't right, you do not get the opportunity to just go off. If you're trying to lose weight, guys, if you're in maintenance, you know what I'm talking about, right? But for so many of us who lost so much weight on keto and then slowly but surely started creeping back into it, this is not an option anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry to burst anybody's bubble. It's sort of like this. I wish, and I wish somebody had told me. Honestly. Like, if somebody had said, hey, Nancy, you're going to be, when you go through menopause, expect weight gain. Even if you are keto, things are going to slow down. Your metabolism is not going to work the way it did. You could actually become metabolic resistant. You could actually just start gaining weight, but I want you to know, don't go off plan and don't become discouraged. I was having this conversation, I think it was with Miss Sharon on Friday. We were discussing this, and I thought, I need to share this with people, especially if you are right there, like you're perimenopausal, you're fixing to go through the change, things are going to happen to you that nobody talks about, and it's better that you are armed with some education and know what to expect, so that maybe somebody else won't have the same struggles or find themselves in the same position that myself and so many other women have found themselves in. For me personally, you guys, when I hit the end of 2019, that last 2 months of 2019, and the weight was piling on. First it was 3 or 4 pounds, then I was up 5, and then I was up 7, now I'm up 10, and not being able to understand why. Okay, because there was no reason for a why, it was just happening. And then you become discouraged. What was the why? The why was that my hormones were bottoming out. My metabolism was just slowly winding down. Even though I was eating the same, my body couldn't keep up with it. It couldn't burn it. But I didn't know any of this. So what happens? What happens with this chick is my coping skills suck. And I was just like, well, screw it. If I'm going to gain weight, I should eat what I want, right? You've heard me say I've done this. And I did in 2020. Oh, it was the battle back and forth, back and forth. But every single time I was trying to, eat right, I couldn't lose it. So I'll eat a little bit more. And then back and forth off a plan until you just kind of shimmy your way back up on the scale. All the while feeling like you're losing your ever-loving mind and you just don't know what you can do to change it. Well, here was the thing. Had I known, here's what might have or could have happened. Like, the scale could have gone up 5 pounds. It could have gone up 10 pounds, 15. I did the research. Yes, when you hit menopause, most women gain somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds. Oh, okay. Just hold on then. Stay the course. Maybe you had a little bit more education. You had switched it up a little bit, and the consequences wouldn't have been so great. If that makes sense, okay? So Davida says, I've been in menopause since 2006, and it is so bad. It is. But I don't want to make any excuses for myself. And I'm not saying anybody else here is making excuses. I'm just saying we're in that rock and a hard spot, ladies, for so many of us. There is something to this. Now, I'm sharing all of that. Like I said, for anybody who's in that position or going into the menopausal phase, this is important. You might hear me talk about menopause all the time, but sorry, this is my journey. This is where I'm at. Stay the course. Make sure you increase your protein a little bit, maybe lower your fat a little bit, and just stay as clean as you possibly can during the time that you need, for as long as you need to not put it back on. All right? That's the best advice I can give you right there. That's the best motivation I can give you right there. But I want to talk to you guys about something. And I haven't implemented anything. I'm just reading right now a lot. I'm reading. I'm reading like research papers and things like that I print out, and I go over them. And I'm not making up my mind, but I do believe that we should be fully educated as much as we possibly can. I don't think that, and I'm not knocking doctors, but there just aren't enough. I know there's some good folks out there on YouTube, Dr. Peltz and Dr. Quebeca, and I know there are some people out there who are trying to help women who are in our situation. I've watched the videos, I've bought the books, I still have not got the results. And I'm not knocking them, I'm just saying something isn't right. Like, I feel like there's a missing element in part of all of this. Why do some women get to work right through it and keep on going easily? Why? And why do some hit the wall and then it goes into reverse, and it becomes a daily life struggle and a head game that you just want out of so badly? Because I guarantee you there are like at least those two categories, at least those two. And I appreciate all the support and the advice and the encouragement. I know some women are just like, hey, Nance, this too shall pass. I only do OMAD. It helped me. It was great. Just stay the course. It'll come around. But then I hear from women who are in that position, who've been in it a while and going, you know what? This has been my struggle for years and I can't figure it out. And now I know how you feel. I'm so sorry you're going through this. So it's not, again, it's not one size fits all here. It's not one formula that is going to work for every person. I wish there was a formula that we could just go, if we do it, you know, A plus B, we get C. Easy peasy. Not happening. All right. So what am I researching right now? I'm researching something that I thought, you know, I've had strong opinions on, about certain ingredients, certain things. But what I'm looking at is, and what I find interesting, and I'm just going to share what I find interesting. I'm not advocating. I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just saying this is what I'm looking into. And what I'm looking into overall is a way to eat a whole food, healthy diet, lifestyle. I don't like the word diet, that I can live with, that I can still get some results with. I don't care if they're slow. I just want it to be livable. Okay? Doesn't mean it's going to be perfectly keto. Maybe not, guys. I'm an advocate for keto. I believe in keto. I love keto. But on the weight loss end of it, it's just fizzled. It just fizzled out. I will still do keto recipes. I still lean keto as much as I try to say I'm not. I do. But the other thing that I'm looking into right now is resistant starch. Anybody have an idea of what resistant starch is? Hey, Rita. Davita, try 50 pounds for me. She's gained 50 pounds and she's so angry. I would be too. I haven't gained that much back, but I'm damn close. And I'm panicking because I don't want to gain that back. The hardest part for me is my hormones are non-existent and the weight will not come off. I went back into my hormone replacement therapy. I started it 2 weeks ago. I have to say the number one thing that I have noticed that I like, the part that I'm loving, and this is important, very important, I'm not only sleeping, I'm sleeping deep and I wake up feeling like I've slept. Guys, there's so many things that you have to think about when you have weight loss issues. Even if you don't have any weight issues, sleep is like one of the healthiest things that you can do for your body. It is essential. Sleep is essential. The benefits of sleep are we know if you don't get enough sleep and you become sleep deprived, you know, you're going to get cortisone, adrenal things going. You can get adrenal fatigue. Your moods can be messed with. Your weight definitely comes into play because you can't work it off. That's something. Again, with the menopause thing, I've always been able to just go to sleep, stay asleep, and wake up. But it's been a couple of years since I woke up going, wow, that was good. Now I'm like, oh my God, I slept and I really feel like it. And since I went back up on my hormones, I'm taking the estradiol patch and a progesterone pill at night. I've been sleeping so deeply at night. So important, one key thing, get your sleep under control, you know, figure out what you need for that sleep. Think about hormone replacement therapy. I would love to be able to afford bioidentical, but I can't. So I'm taking the prescription stuff, but I'm trying to do the lesser of the evils. Like I have a patch, which is with the estrogen is subdermal, so it's coming through the skin. It's not passing through the stomach and the liver. It's breaking down so that when it gets to the liver, it's not as harsh on my system. I don't know about the progesterone pill. All I know is that once I take it, it's like taking a sleeping pill for me. Good morning, Miss Mary and Lisa. Oh, from London. Wow, nice. Mary, I see a whole bunch of y'all in there. Okay, so once that's one area that I feel like is important to deal with is getting enough sleep. Yeah, I hope they can help you, Davita. Girl, just come over, have some coffee on the porch with me or some tea or something, and we can sit and chat. Besides, I'm fixing to order another cup from you. I need one. Not fast. Because I forgot to do it myself. All right, let's get back to this. There are 4 types of resistant starch, y'all. This is a printout that I got from Mark Sisson. I like this. It's just a really good explanation. There are 4 types. There's RS type 1, which is starch bound in indigestible plant cell walls found in beans, grains, and seeds. There is resistant starch type 2 that is intrinsically indigestible in the raw state due to its high amylose content found in potatoes, bananas, plantains. Type 2RS becomes accessible upon heating. Type 3 is a retrograded starch when some starches have been cooked. Cooling them, refrigeration or freezer, changes the structure and makes it more resistant to digestion, found in cooked and cooled potatoes, grains, and beans. And then number 4 is the industrial type starch that doesn't occur naturally and has been chemically modified, commonly found in high maize, like, you know, a masa or corn resistant starch. All right, and where do we get it? We can get it from food. We can get it from supplementary isolated starch sources. The best sources. If I'm going too fast, tell me slow down, okay? I just want to kind of get this out there a little bit. I want you to know there are benefits to resistant starches. Did I not print that one page out? Resistant starches, yeah, dang it, I didn't. I'm gonna just pull up the websites real quick, y'all, because I want you to hear something that I find interesting, okay? What is this from? Mark's Daily Apple. Look at me type like I know what I'm doing. Who knew? There we go. Good. Just pulled up the whole article. Quickly. All right. I did that. What do we get it? What does it do for us? What are the health benefits? This is what does it do for us? And then I find it on the second page. Estrogen with black kuhash totally saved me. It's over-the-counter natural product. I had bought some over-the-counter, nothing for me. Again, I think it's a hit and miss. I don't think it can hurt to try it. You know, if it works, great. I did the whole over-the-counter stuff as well as the progesterone, because I knew that you were supposed to like mix the two or take 2. All right. So what are the health benefits of consuming RS? Now, again, this is Mark Sisson. You know, he has his own whole line of stuff. We know that. I've met him. He was at, I believe, at one of our conferences. I can't remember which one. Okay, so preferentially feed good bacteria responsible for butyrate production. Butyrate? Well, that's kind of talking about, like, you know, I wonder if it's the hydroxybutyrate or whatever. Butyrate. I don't know if I ever say any of these words right. Hi, honey. Good news? Good news? I just need to know. Yes or no? Good news?
Yeah, they're going to do it.
Okay.
I got to get it approved. I got to get another evaluation done, psych evaluation.
Okay. All right. Moving forward then. Preferentially feeds good bacteria responsible for butyrate production. Okay. It even promotes greater butyrate production than other prebiotics. Since the resident gut flora produce the butyrate and everyone has different levels of the different flora, the degree of butyrate production varies according to the individual. But resistant starch consistently results in lots of butyrate across nearly every subject who consumes it. Butyrate is crucial because it's the prime energy source of our colonic cells, almost as if they're designed for steady exposure, and it may be responsible for most of it. It improves insulin sensitivity. Sure enough, it improves insulin sensitivity, even people with metabolic syndrome. Okay, improves the integrity and function of the gut. Resistant starch basically increases colonic hypertrophy, making it more robust and improving its functionality. It also inhibits endotoxin from getting into circulation and reduces leaky gut, which could have positive ramifications on allergies and autoimmune conditions. It lowers the blood glucose response to food. One reason some people avoid even minimal amounts of carbohydrate is the blood glucose response. Theirs is too high. Resistant starch lowers the postprandial blood glucose spike. This reduction may also extend to subsequent meals. Reduces fasting blood sugar. This is one of the most commonly mentioned benefits of RS, and the research seems to back it up. There's links in all of this to these references, guys. Increases satiety. In recent human study, a large dose of resistant starch increased satiety and decreased subsequent food intake. So it's going to keep you fuller longer. You're going to have less hunger issues. May preferentially bind to and expel bad bacteria. This is only in preliminary, but there's evidence that resistant starch may actually treat small intestinal bacterial overgrowth by flushing the pathogenic bacteria out in feces. It's also been found to be an effective treatment for cholera when added to the rehydration formula given to patients. The cholera bacteria attach themselves to the resistant starch granules almost immediately for expulsion. Plus, it enhances magnesium absorption, probably because it improves gut function and integrity. Resistant starch increases dietary magnesium absorption. So, let's see. I'm going to click back over onto here because I've got little things bouncy here. Okay, there we go. I don't know if we could see that. So guys, this to me is fascinating. I think I mentioned once before about a friend of mine who is an absolute strict keto person and so frustrated, has been keto forever. I do not have permission to share her name, but I will tell you this. She told me, she said, I have been reading about resistant starch. This was 2 years ago. Me, I was happily tripping along and still having periods at the time, so I was like, I don't think that's keto enough. Yeah, look how we can be. Look how I could be. I was like, dude, potato starch, corn starch, tapioca starch. Don't you know that's not keto, and that's just not going to work. And I never even thought about being the keto police back then. But what was amazing was that she had started taking it in a glass of water for therapeutic reasons, not because she wanted to start eating a bunch of starch. And lo and behold, the next time I saw her, she was down 20 plus pounds. And I'm like, what? She's all resistant starch, Nancy. She's like, I've been keto almost my entire life, and yet she had a severe, she really had a lot of weight to lose, and she could not lose anymore. And she's much younger than me, and she's not even menopausal. Maybe a little perimenopausal, but not full on. So this got me to thinking, start looking it up again. Start reading some more about it. Make a decision based on education versus on what somebody else has told you. And you guys know how I feel about that. I appreciate all the different live videos and all the information that all these different doctors are giving us. But as you also know, a lot of times it's what I call a rote. It's the general information that you get, you know. And it's not necessarily 100% true for everybody. So you have to make a decision based on the information that you're getting, all the different sources, and then you have to decide for yourself, is this something I might need to do? Again, that's kind of where I'm at with it. So I'm in the process of reading it. I don't know if I want to try it. I think I did give it a try at one point. Like just adding a teaspoon into the water. You can also get it in capsule form. I think it's just a lot cheaper to find some, you know, resistant starch, whether it be a potato starch, a tapioca starch. And by the way, there's no difference between tapioca flour and tapioca starch. The only thing that you want to make sure is that when you are, when you are looking for something in the resistant starch area, make sure it's pure. You want quality, and even with quality, it doesn't cost. You don't want blends. You just want it to say the ingredient. If it's potatoes, it is X this potatoes, and that's it, you know. Yes, there is. I bought it. Let me grab that. It's somewhere in here. Ah. All right, guys. Let me get this. There we go. Bob's Red Mill. I was at the store. I haven't used it yet, even though I dropped the bag when I got home and it popped open. I haven't used it. It was $2.57. What? Yeah, $2.57. Finely ground tapioca flour, also known as tapioca starch, gluten-free, grain-free, great for thickening soups, sauces, filling, and perfect for baking. Well, now here's the part that freaked me out, okay? Oh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, and Maggie's too. There's Mags. Total carbohydrates. Get this. This is the scary thing for me. 27 carbohydrates. Dietary fiber, 0. Protein, 0. Fat, 0. Ingredient, tapioca. That's it. So this is per quarter cup though. Okay, so 27 carbs for a quarter cup. Personally, I'm looking at teaspoons. So immediately that's gonna drop way down, y'all. Immediately, I'm not gonna be getting that many carbs out of it to drink it, or maybe stir it into some yogurt, or maybe even into my keto chow. I was looking at the amount of tapioca or resistant starch. Let me see if it's in this right here. Benefits. Okay. Are there any downsides? What if you're one of the unlucky ones? And finally, his experience. Well, let's see what do people who have used this say. Improves body composition. He says, I've heard reports of lowered body fat and increased lean mass after supplementing or increasing dietary intake of resistant starch. Seeing as how resistant starch, that is RS, I'm going to call it RS, promotes increased fat oxidation. And then there's the link to back that up. After meals, this is appears to be possible or even likely. Improves thyroid function. Many RS supplementers have noted increased in body temperature, a rough indicator of thyroid function. So again, beautiful. Improves sleep, conferring the ability to hold and direct in real time private viewings of vivid move-esque dreams throughout the night. I've noticed this too and suspect it has something to do with the increased gamma, you know that. Another possibility is that the resistant starch is feeding a serotonin producing gut bacteria, and the serotonin is being converted to melatonin when darkness falls. Increases mental calm. Okay, so he says the first time he tried potato starch, he got a lot of gas. Not the end of the world. And I realized that realized gas is a natural product of fermentation, just unpleasant. It died down after a few days, but it was only after I added some in my primal flora. See, he has that supplements. Now I do potato starch intermittently. I'm very suspicious of eating anything on a daily basis. I tend to cycle foods. Supplements, exercise, everything. Gas production goes up every time I restart potato starch, but not unpleasantly so, and it subsides relatively quickly, especially when I take prebiotics. And I think somebody said it's like start with a quarter teaspoon in a glass of water, drink it, and move on. There's an article I read that says that we should have, how much we should have, like 4.5 grams a day, something like that. I've got to get that information. Darn it. Let's see. Anybody else? Is anybody getting like triggered? I don't want to. I just want to give you guys options. I want you to know where I'm working. I hope that it motivates you. I'm fixing to go in here in my kitchen, and I usually clean my fridge out every Monday. There's lots of stuff from the weekend gathering we had here. I'm looking at, I've got this. I'm like, another thing, cooled vegetables. Here, where's this one article here? If weight loss is your primary goal, Dr. Bjork, or Cassie Bjork of Healthy Simple Life and Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics spokesperson both suggest aiming for 20 grams of the nutrient daily. There's where it's at. 20 grams. You don't have to do it all in supplementation form. You can use foods. All right? There's no official daily recommended intake. Aim to get your resistant starch from whole foods like potatoes. Don't eat a hot potato. This is one of the things that I'm reading about this. I don't know. I don't know that it would cause diarrhea in the beginning. Do things like potatoes, underripe banana, and try not to use it as buy a supplement. If you're not eating much resistant starch currently, it's a good idea to gradually add the nutrient into your eating regime. This will help avoid uncomfortable digestive issues like gas, bloating, and constipation. So I guess diarrhea is not. So resistant starch can be found in a lot of sources, you guys, from uncooked oatmeal. You're like, ew, how do you eat uncooked oatmeal? Well, you put a little in some peanut butter, and you can, add a little sweetener to it. You can just like make little energy balls like you would. I used to make them for my grandkids, but I would use some dates and some oatmeal and some chocolate, and I would make these little balls and treats with raw oatmeal. So that's one way. Underripe green bananas or plantains, you can eat them. You can drop them in a smoothie. It's a way to get it in naturally. You could take potatoes, cook them, pop in the fridge, let them get cold. Toss a little bit of mayo on them, toss a little bit and eat some cold potato salad. Or you can use some Greek yogurt, which would be an alternative to the mayonnaise, so that you can kick it up with some probiotics. Add some dill, add some, green onion. Cold potatoes, not hot potatoes, not French fries, not chips. Guys, I'm talking about trying to find a way to eat healthy. I always am the type of person who wants the best bang for my buck. You know what I mean? Like nutritionally dense foods. Whole foods, preferably. Good vegetables, good proteins, the healthiest of the fats, the superfoods of the berries. I've always leaned that direction. My problem was adding in the gluten and certain things that I didn't know I shouldn't have at the time. So I'm still digging. I'm still reading. I hope that you get motivated this week. The takeaway from this morning's live is this. If you are metabolic resistant, if you have metabolic syndrome, if you're menopausal, if your thyroid is junk, eat clean 7 days a week. Don't try to get away with 1 or 2 days. You just really need to stick to it and stick to plan. And pray that you don't gain any weight. You might not even lose any weight, but at least you're not, having the scale go up. Second of all, look into resistant starch, healthy types. There's many sources out there. When it comes to whole foods, I'm sure I had this. It's on this page. Yeah, I missed a page somewhere. But again, rice, potatoes, white beans, the cannelli beans, the lentils, oatmeal, plantains, potatoes, hummus, cold hummus. I even have an article here that I could print out. From this doctor. Okay, here's the list. I had it pulled up. White beans, half a cup cooked. Okay. White beans, more formally referred to as cannelli beans, are native to Tuscany and taste great in rustic style soups. You can also use them to make flavorful side dishes. Chop onion, It gives you recipes. Lentils, half cook, a cup cooked. Cold potatoes, 1 medium. So you're looking at, you know, 3. You're like, oh my God, carbs. It says cold pasta. Now, see, I can't. I can't even. No. First of all, it has gluten. Second of all, that did not look like it grew out of the ground to me. I did not see pasta plants anywhere. Have you ever seen a pasta plant? So, underripe bananas. Let's see what else. Oh my goodness, that's the end of that. So there's my motivation for you guys this week. I do what works for you. Be damned what everybody else says. If keto's working for you, stick to it. Don't get off of it. I firmly believe that's where you should be. That's perfect. If carnivore is your thing and that works for you and you couldn't do keto, stick to carnivore, do it. If Whole Foods is your thing, do it. If Mediterranean or Zone or Atkins is your thing, do it. You know, I think the one thing that we know that we shouldn't do is the standard American diet, and we know that we shouldn't do junk food and sugars, right? Well, that's my Motivation Monday. I'm off this morning now to start making my cookie dough, guys. I wish I could ship it out. I've got to get it all done. I'm going to finish this up as I do with something new every week. Now, I shared this with you guys last week. I'm fixing to share it. I'm fixing to do a little video on this. But these are the Nola Bars. Okay, I know it looks backwards here, but these are the Nola Bars. And they are by Perfect Keto. They have resistant starch in them. Oh, and hey, this is something to mention. I want to mention this because it doesn't matter if it's a keto snack or if it's a non-keto snack. So if you were to go buy a health bar or cookie, you know, buy a cookie or buy these. They're snacks. They are not intended to be your diet. This is not this is not a meal replacement. This is for the occasional snack. All right? You do not get your resistant starch from snacks. You get your resistant starch from Whole Foods or supplementation, knowing that you can do this. You guys know that I have had a thing with this tapioca starch, but the more I've researched it, the longer I've gotten into this, and now I understand what it means. And remember, guys, tapioca starch per quarter cup has 27 carbs, but I'm sure if they used a quarter cup in one batch, divided it up, you're not getting as many. All right, so there's that. This is the Nola Bar. You know I shake it. You know I do this. This is the coconut chocolate chip bar. Absolutely delicious, y'all. I want to share this with you. Oh shoot, I already had it opened. It fell right out. So this is the little bar. You can see all the wonderful little grain looking things. It's coconut. There's chocolate chips, which mine kind of got a little melty. They're very, very soft right here. Oh, it's a little warm. My grandchildren loved them yesterday. Loved these snacks. I'm down out of 12. This is all that's left. That's it. 1.5 bars. That's all there is to it. If you like coconut and chocolate, think Almond Joy or Mounds, or think Girl Scout Coconut Delight cookies. I feel like I'm getting chocolate all over me. This is like the best keto snack, truly, I've ever tried. These truly are the best keto snacks that are in practice. When you hear me say that, don't ever think that I'm talking about my own when I stand up to these, because I still think mine has a little edge. But as far as what you can buy, these are the peanut butters. And think Payday. Yeah, think Payday on these. Just not as sweet. There's no nougat, but it has that sticky, look at that, shiny, sticky deliciousness. Big chunks of peanuts. You can see the peanut butter in it. A little salty, just a little sweet. Absolutely delish, 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 delish. I gotta make a video about these two today. Just a little short one. Maybe I can clip this. Where do we get them? Oh, let me see. Where can you get them? I have a link. I have a link for you. Let me see if I can pull up Facebook again really quickly, and then I can go back over to my page, click on another new tab, scroll past myself real quickly. Dun, dun, dun. Na, na, na. There they are. Okay, so new Nola Bars right there. Oh, I just want nah, click off that. The more you buy, the more you save. That's what I'll share. Copy. Copy. I'll go back over here into this. These are called Nola Bars, and I love the name that they chose for them. There. I sent you a link. Get off of there. Get off of there, y'all. Reply. There, here's a direct one to you, Stephanie, as I pasted back to you. There we go. I'll click it there and hit paste, and then hit send, and then there we go. And then I'll go back this way, and let me see here. Why will it? Shoot, I don't know. We will see. I don't want to do that. Oh, pin. There we go. There we go. Now it's pinned. Chink. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I took a minute here to try to figure all that out, but if I can share the link faster when you request it, then I'm least likely to get sidetracked with something else and then go, oh, darn, I forgot to get that going. So you guys have a great week. If you want to do the Zoom meeting, be looking for that link. I will be sharing it just before 7 p.m. tonight, probably in the range of about 7 or 6:30. And then I will pin it in group at the top of the page. You should be able to find it. I hope to see you there, and you can talk about anything that's going on with you, and we will just have a nice, wonderful group chat. Remember, guys, fats first, moderate protein, low carb, and get you some.